What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans. Please rack those likes up. Let's get this chat filled up. I'm going to read through the chats really quick, make sure everything is running smoothly. We're going to go over the schedule. There's no White House today. Just tell you that right up front. There's no White House today. Thank you so much, Tony, for joining the membership program, and welcome to the family. You're officially a hooligan, and I appreciate you. Thank you. What's up, T. Lawton? You were first over on YouTube. What's up, Shanti? What's up, Hammerhead Fred? What's up, Damon Janet? What's up, High Plains Drifter? What's up, Damon Walker? What is up, everyone? Happy freedom. Make sure you get those likes up. Let's get these chats filled. What's up, everyone on the JeffMAC live YouTube channel? What's up, Tammy? What's up, Tony? Tony, you're everywhere. What's up, Snooks? Happy freedom, hooligans. Type how hot it is where you are. How hot or how cold. It's like 65 here, but I feel like I'm sweating to death. I'm melting. I don't know what's going on. I was feeling a little under the weather last night. Maybe I got a fever. Maybe it's not even warm outside. It's just me. I'm just the hotness. These things happen. What's up, everyone on Twitch? What's up, Tom? Thanks for continuing the subscription for 6 months. You're officially a hooligan. I appreciate you. Mr. Beansy Beans, you're over here gifting subs. Thank you, Mr. Beansy Beans. You're awesome. Gifting out 5 subs over here on Twitch. You guys better be thanking Mr. Beansy Beans. That stuff ain't free. What's up, everyone on Kick? What's up, Red Bear? Appreciate you being here. Happy freedom. Let's see. What about Odyssey? Come on, man. Come on, man. What's up, everyone on Odyssey? What's up, Nefties? What's up, Salty Ragu? Pants, what are those? We don't wear pants around here. What's up, Cerebrus? What's up, Anthony? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Uh-oh. Hopefully this is working. Oh, it's working. What's up, everyone on Rumble? What's up, Joe? What's up, Free Mind Art? What's up, Rasta? What's up, Amanda? What is up, Kimberly? Appreciate you hooligans being here. Make sure you rack up those likes. Hit that plus button, whatever it looks like on your end. I think on the app it's a plus button. But on PC it's a thumbs up button. What's up, Sam? What's up, everyone on JeffMacLive.com? I'll probably be making some changes to the website later today. I haven't worked on it in a week or so just because the craziness, being hacked and all that. Facebook just wrote me back. Hopefully it's good news. I doubt it, though. We'll see. We'll see. Those people try to take everything from me. Hopefully Facebook got it figured out. Aw, Snugs. You're so nice. You're so nice. I don't know. I'm sweating to death. I should have opened the slider before I kick this live off. What's up, Robert? What's up, Ting Ting? What's up, Norman? Appreciate all of you hooligans being here. All right. On the schedule today, we'll be starting off with a video titled Louisville Police Say Shooter Live Stream Deadly Bank Shooting. The video is like 5 or 6 minutes long, but it starts getting redundant. So we're going to cut it off at 3 minutes, but there's an update. I mean, the whole thing's an update from what we covered yesterday. Basically saying one of the victims that was in the hospital is no longer with us. And then they disclose some details about the shooter, I guess we'll phrase it. They show who he is and other interesting things. And then after that, we have a video titled Comedian Tells Tucker What a Newsom Presidency Could Look Like. So over there talking that stuff, nice and humorous. Try to find more funny stuff. Like, it's bad news all the time. We got to find the funny stuff. And then we have a video titled Tennessee Rep Justin Jones Reinstated After GOP-Led Expulsion. This is also an update. We covered a few days ago in Tennessee. There was 3 individuals who decided to protest on the House floor, and then the House did a vote, kicked those people out. Well, kicked 2 of the 3 out. Now they're bringing them all back in. It had to do with protesting. I don't know, stuff to do with guns. I don't want to say a gun ban, and I don't want to say gun rights. People mad about guns, we'll say that. They were protesting because they were mad about guns. They got kicked out. They're being brought back because everybody's soft. Everybody's real soft. After that, we have a video titled Cova Coffee Closes Downtown Portland Location, Citing Increases in Violence and Crime. Word? There's crime in Portland? No, there's no violence and crime in Portland. That ain't never happened. There ain't never been a day where that happened. That ain't never ever happened. But they're closing their coffee shop down. Then we have a video titled Rutgers University faculty enter a second day of 3 campus strike. Oh, okay, I read that incorrectly. Second day of a 3-day campus strike. Weird, I didn't even know people planned strikes like that. We're going to strike for 3 days. We're going to take the 4th day off. That's our day of rest. I don't know what that's about, but we're going to find out. And then we'll be wrapping things up on the YouTube side of things. As long as we get to it. I have somewhere I have to be. I could probably push it another hour. We'll see. We'll see how things go. But on the YouTube side of things, the last video we have is titled Historic Legislation. Said it right that time. Texas bill takes aim at Fed's border crisis failure. So that's talking about the stuff happening at the border. We already know a lot of, people just wandering over, being accepted with open arms. Here, we'll give you a bus ticket up to New York. You can go hang out up there. This bill, from what I can understand, is worded kind of funny, but I think it's the ability to defend yourself against people who come across that border who ain't supposed to be here, which I've been kind of saying, if this is an invasion, like, just imagine if another country came to invade America and you defended yourself from the invasion, you're getting arrested and going to jail for murder and stuff. And it's like, how does that make sense? Well, they're about to clear that up. They're going to try anyways. It's a introduced bill. And then we only have one video for the non-YouTube platforms. It's a good one. It's a lonely one, but it's a good one. It's talking about the Bud Light stuff, the new branding they're going through, and just funny stuff about that. And I thought that would be worth watching. So that's going to be on all the non-YouTube platforms because you can't be that funny on YouTube. You're not allowed to be that hilarious. So that is the schedule for today. I'm going to read through the chats really quick, make sure everybody's doing good, and then we're going to get this started with the Louisville police shooter live stream deadly bank shooting. Obviously, we're not going to watch the live stream. The live stream's been taken down, but it's an update. It is a update. All right, reading through the chat really quick. Joe, they have us surrounded. Yeah. Only the people that follow the law are the ones getting cracked down on right now. Criminals are free. Criminals are way free. Lisa, 64, North Carolina. That sounds about right. You guys probably got some of that ocean breeze. I'm not feeling any of the lake breeze right now. Normally we got lake effect. Mr. Coffee, 78 in Chicago. I couldn't even go outside. Tony, 77. That is too much. I'd be kicking the bucket in heat like that. I can't handle it. My soft skin. I got that soft skin. What's up, Carol? Happy freedom. What? Christ the Cricket. Happy freedom. Appreciate you being here. What's up, D Money? Alright. Just reading through the chat really quick, making sure everybody is doing good. Annie, thank you so much for subscribing to Twitch subscription for 2 months. You're officially a hooligan. I appreciate you. You hooligans are so awesome. I was not having a good day until I started this live. Up until about 5 minutes ago, I was clicking all the wrong buttons and everything. Free Mind Art, they've been drinking that Bud Light. That's why they're so soft. See, and I was drinking Bud Light for a minute there, but then my friend Mello got me on to drinking them all-day IPAs. I was drinking those, and what's the one that's only available during baseball season? Oh, good Lord, I'm not even gonna be able to think of it. It's got the sun on it. What is it called? I gotta look it up. It's an IPA. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't know if they got it everywhere or if it's only in Michigan. So I've had a couple hooligans say it's only a Michigan thing, which maybe it is. This Brave browser is like kind of cool, but it does not show me the top results for things I'm looking for. Maybe I'm just accustomed to Google's approach to everything, but I can't use Google. That's what got me compromised. Google and YouTube, they got me. There's the all-day IPA. What is the other one called? When I say it, you guys are gonna be like facepalm because it's so common. I don't know why I can't think of it right now. Wow. Read the chat. Maybe you guys got it figured out. No, I don't think it's a shock top. I don't think that's who makes it, but it's close to that. I keep wanting to say Heineken. It's not a Heineken. Oh my God, I can't think of what it's called. I see the brand. It's like a blue can and it's got an orange sun on it. I don't know why I can't think of what it's called. It'll come to me. Either way. Let's see. Impreza. What's up, Impreza? Happy freedom. Drink whiskey. Yeah, no. Nah. I'm not worried about they, them. Not worried about they, them. But no, I am a whiskey drinker. Not every day. I don't want to sound like an alcoholic over here. Definitely not every day. But I could drink some whiskey. I can't do any of that clear stuff. That vodka and stuff, tequila and all that, have me looking like a sissy. Looking like a sissy. No, it's not a Heinekens. I'll think about it. We'll get this video started, though. We can't keep stretching it out. That's what she said. All right, let's get it.
We begin with a Fox News alert. A fifth victim has died after yesterday's shooting spree inside a bank in downtown Louisville, Kentucky.
Meanwhile, one heroic rookie police officer is still fighting for his life after running toward the shooter just 10 days after graduating from the police academy.
Todd Pyro joins us with the very latest. Todd.
Yeah, that's right. The number of victims killed rising following yesterday's rampage at Old National Bank right near Louisville Slugger Field. Police say all 5 victims were bank employees. At least 8 others were hurt, including 2 police officers. 26-year-old officer Nicholas Wilt is clinging to life after getting shot in the head while lunging toward the gunman.
Officer Nicholas Wilt just graduated from the police academy on March 31st. He was struck in the head, engaged in this incident. Nick has come out of brain surgery and is in critical but stable condition.
Police have identified the suspected shooter as 25-year-old Connor Sturgeon. Officials say he was an employee at Old National Bank, but was recently told he was being let go. Police say he opened fire on his coworkers just before the bank opened yesterday morning. Witnesses heard gunfire in a conference room, sending them running for their lives.
He just started. He had a long assault rifle, and just started. You hear the shots just start firing. Whoever's next to me got shot, and hit blood's on me from it.
The gunman was shot and killed by police when he pointed his rifle at them. Officials say he live streamed the attack on his Instagram account, even telling friends and family about his plans. Community now coping with the senseless loss of life, holding vigils for the victims and survivors of yesterday's tragedy. Kentucky's governor, who says a close friend is among the dead, asking for prayers and support. Back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. The governor also ordered the flags in Kentucky to fly at half-mast until Friday night to commemorate the lives of the victims. He said, we will talk about issues in the days ahead. Today ought to be focused on the victims who are no longer with us. And of course, all eyes are on that rookie police officer we just mentioned a moment ago. Just 10 days out of the academy, he was running toward the gunfire. He was doing everything right, according to this former FBI guy. Watch.
What you're trained is to make sure to stop the violence. That's how you're trained. So coming fresh out of the academy, no doubt that they had put this into training there. He heard the active shooting. He was waiting for others to come. He could certainly hear the sirens. They were there very fast, as I mentioned before. However, his training kicked in, which caused him to take action. Heroic action by all members of the Louisville PD.
So many questions about the shooter. I mean, 25 years old from University of Alabama, interned there a few years, lost his job. So he decides, okay, I have an idea. Let's just stream this on Instagram and let me go in and kill as many people as possible with a rifle. A lot of answers need to be done. I know Instagram Meta was contacted right away. They said, take it down. They said, we did. So we took it down. I'm sure police are using it as an investigation, but he's dead. Too many others are dead. And I got to give this governor credit. I mean, I've only seen him on the national scene at times of tragedy. Remarkably composed, especially after losing 2 friends and a third struggling for their life. And the other thing is for him to say, I'm not talking politics now. I'm not talking about guns or anything else. Let's just focus on what happened here. I thought that's a lesson for leadership.
The governor was very emotional, fighting back the tears when he was announcing that his good friend, Tommy Elliott, who was 63, one of his best friends, he said. He talked to him not about politics. He talked to him about what was going on in their everyday lives. He was very close to him, and he was one of the ones that was killed. The Daily Mail did an article, or wrote an article, and interviewed some of his friends. And he said, one guy said, I played football with him in 8th grade, and he said, he was out most of the year in 8th grade because he had multiple concussions, the shooter did. And then he had a few more in high school, and that's why he would wear, if you look at any of the pictures of him playing basketball in high school, he has a helmet on. He was a National Merit Scholar. He played basketball. He's a basketball star. He played football, and he ran track, and his nickname was Mr. Floyd Central because he went to Floyd's Knob High School. And in an essay that the Daily Mail found that he wrote in college, he said, my self-esteem has long been a problem for me. I was a late bloomer. He struggled for a certain extent to fit in, he said. Negative self-image and making friends has not been easy.
Yeah, without a doubt, a star athlete in high school. His father was the head coach of his high school there in Indiana, as we
and at the University of.
Well, I got a little sidetracked there. Either way, person was not doing well, obviously not mentally fit, got canned, went back into his job, did bad things. I seen someone point out the same thing I was thinking the first time I watched that video. The witness or whatever who's like, oh, he had an assault rifle, blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, were you put there? You seem like somebody who was just placed on the scene just to throw out assault rifle. He had an assault rifle. He had a long-range assault rifle. You've never seen a long-range assault rifle in your life. You know nothing. You know nothing. Just out there being scared. Scared and shy at the same time. Let's see. Somebody guessed it right after I looked it up. Moon pie. Moon pie was the one that got it. I was thinking about Oberon. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. I kept thinking citrus something or other, but it was Oberon. I had to type in the longest thing ever to figure it out. I had to type in like Bell's, IPA, Michigan, beer, citrus. Eventually I made my way to Oberon. Now I came back to the chat. Moon pie had it. Moon pie had it. What's up, Red? What's up, Jennifer? Happy freedom. Ting ting, get that assault rock band going. I'm saying they still got those assault hammers are running wild. Paul Pelosi doesn't have any problems with them. He keeps an assault hammer on him. Bunch of sissies. And President's a glowy. That's what I was kind of thinking too. He wanted to go out there and talk about assault rifles and stuff, and instead of actually describing what happened. It's glowing a little bit, looking a little fetish. A little fed-ish. So this next video is titled Comedian Tells Tucker What a Newsom Presidency Could Look Like. Oh, Newsom. Our governor here is trash too in Michigan, but she's a little bit quieter than Newsom is. I haven't heard from her in a while. I don't know. I think I got like dad ears for that stuff. Whitmer starts talking and I just bloop. Everything just gets muted. Can't stand her. She's a terrible person. All right, let's get her started.
But before that happens, we thought we would check in on someone who has spent his life in the state and has seen it change longitudinally over more than 50 years. Adam Carolla is our friend. He joins us tonight to respond to a potential Gavin Newsom presidential run. Adam, he's your governor. What do you think of this?
All right. I could barely watch that without crawling out of my skin or not being clean and sober. Okay, couple things. He came on my podcast 9 years ago, and he told me his number one issue was homeless and homelessness. That was his number one issue. I said to him, the homeless population, this is 10 years ago, is comprised of drug addicts and people with mental disabilities and or both. He then said to me, sitting 3 feet across from me, but what about the true face of homelessness, which is a mother of 3 who has a full-time minimum wage job whose husband left her? So that was his idea of solving a problem, and he declared himself the number one issue is homelessness, and that's what he thought homeless was in California. Of course, it's grown exponentially, and no one has ever seen a mother of 3 with a full-time job out on the street. He's a sociopathic buffoon, but the scary part is people vote for him. It's really you and I. We don't need to solve the riddle of Gavin Newsom. He's a carpetbagger. He's an idiot. He's bought and sold. He's a sociopath. He puts Brill cream on his teeth. Fine. Why do people vote for him? That's the real question that we need to solve.
Well, that's the threat to democracy right there. If you have a population, it's a brand new population, a huge percentage of Californians just got there from other countries. If you have a population that votes for a leader that makes things worse, that is the challenge to democracy, and make things worse measurably, economically, in crime. I mean, like, that's a huge problem, a scary problem.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. The great Carroll Shelby, the man who made the Shelby Cobra, left Texas in the 60s to come to California to build cars. Could you imagine leaving Texas and coming to California to manufacture something in 2023? Also, here's a thought experiment that I think would work. Do you think if a number of Joe Biden's aides said to him, "You can't run for president, we're already in our second term," do you think he would believe them?
Okay, that's good. Wait, I don't run into Biden too often, but if I ever see him, I'm going to say that. You know, the Constitution just won't allow it, sir. I'm sorry. Adam Carolla.
Goodbye.
That is hilarious. Performing in...
Oh man, Walter getting clowned on TV. Newsom sounds crazy. We've seen lots of homelessness in California, covering live streams and stuff. Not too many single mothers out there with 3 kids and a full-time job. It's usually a lot of people smoking meth and crack and stuff. Just hanging out in their homeless tents. Portland's really bad for that too. We've covered a bunch of videos showing that stuff. And then for their governor to come out and just say, "Oh, well, that's the real struggle." No, it's not. No, it's not. You guys like having those illegals over there smoking crack on the sidewalk, hanging out, because there's a chance they might vote blue team. You never know. What's up, Ethel? Happy freedom. Thanks, Snooks. I appreciate it. I stayed up like all night 2 nights ago, I think, trying to change out these backgrounds, make things a little bit more interesting. I like everything in all black, but I don't think it translates well over the internet. Beer juice. The Newsom smirk really bugs me. Yeah, he's fairly pompous, isn't he? Very full of himself. Just reading through the chat really quick. What's up, Lioness? Thanks for joining us. Bubba, Portland is a cesspool. Yeah, we're going to be covering Portland today. We got a Portland video coming up. Snook Sam pointed it out first. We'll see. What's up, Cheeky Chops? I don't know why I was going to read your name backwards. I was going to read it in Pig Latin. Let's see. What's up, Shadow? What's up, Daryl? What's up, Grey Wolf? Look at all these hooligans coming in. I appreciate you guys being here. I don't know why Kick is so dry. I kind of thought we would get more people on Kick. Maybe I don't have stuff set up right. I do not know. I do not know. I don't think there's a lot of people on Kick quite yet. I'm not sure if their app is out right now. They were supposed to release their app either last Saturday or maybe it's supposed to come out this Saturday. It's almost exactly like Twitch, but it's not as censored. They're not as soft over there. Not yet. Somebody will crack down on them. That's how it goes. You either censor the people or else pull the strings behind the curtain. What's up, Blazing Fool? Happy freedom. What's up, Craig Swaffin? Doo. Sounds good. Salty Ragu. What's up, Faded? Faded is like the secret weapon. Thanks, Sam. Glad you like the background. Try to make things more interesting. I don't have dreadlocks anymore, so, you know, I ain't got a whole lot to bring the new people in who don't know what's going on over here. What's up, Livid Review? What's up, Donna Sparks? Happy freedom, hooligans. All right, so next on the list, Tennessee Representative Justin Jones reinstated after GOP-led expulsion. Anytime something doesn't go your way, you just cry about racism. You'll get your way. You'll get your way, don't you worry. You just tell everybody racism was involved and you'll get whatever you're looking for. All right, let's get her started.
One of the 2 Tennessee lawmakers expelled last week from that state's legislature was voted back to fill his vacant seat on Monday by the governing council of the city of Nashville. Justin Jones and another young black lawmaker, Justin Pearson, were kicked out from the mostly white, mostly Republican Tennessee State House after they staged a gun control protest on the House floor. The Metropolitan Council of Nashville and Davidson County voted unanimously on Monday for Jones to be reinstated. Council member Delisha Porterfield.
Representative Jones was honest about who he was, a bold and unapologetic advocate for the community. The people chose their representative. And with this vote, we will send a strong message to our state government and across the country that we will not tolerate threats to our democracy.
Speaking after his reinstatement, Jones hailed the will of the people in pushing against his expulsion.
Particularly the young people. Thank you for reminding us that the struggle for justice is fought and won in every generation. And so the people of Tennessee, I stand with you. We will continue to be your voice here, and no expulsion, no attempt to silence us will stop us, but it will only galvanize and strengthen our movement. And we continue to show up in the people's house. Power to the people.
Tennessee state law lets local councils appoint vacancies to the State House until a special election is held. Both lawmakers have told local media they intend to run in special elections to secure the remainder of their 2-year terms. It's likely that Pearson, the other expelled black legislator, could get a similar vote for reinstatement on Wednesday when the Shelby County Board gathers for a special meeting. Jones and Pearson were expelled days after an armed assailant killed 6 people in a Nashville school. In the wake of that shooting, hundreds of demonstrators flooded into the Tennessee State House, urging for stricter gun laws. The 2 black lawmakers were seen shouting through a bullhorn on the House floor, saying no action, no peace. Republicans accused the pair of disorderly behavior in expelling them, but spared a white representative, Democrat Gloria Johnson, even though she joined the 2 in the rule-breaking demonstration. The vote to expel her came up 1 vote short of the 2/3 majority needed, prompting criticism that race was a factor.
They think race was a factor, but they didn't say anything about her being a woman. They didn't think that was a factor. I'm telling you, just cry racism. That's all it takes. I don't know. That's an update from something we covered a week ago, I think. it was last week when we covered that. They got thrown out for protesting on the House floor. They were shouting and screaming and yelling through, normal protest stuff that we cover. Then they got voted off the island there. And then when it came down to her, the woman of the three, she told everyone that she wasn't as involved as they were, and she didn't take it as far as they did, and that's why she didn't get expelled from the House floor. But now, after a couple days has gone by, no, that wasn't why. It was her skin color that got her special treatment. And so they had to bring him back. They'll do it again. There'll be more protesting and stuff. These are all symptoms of a spicy summer. We got a couple other protest videos and stuff to cover too. What's up, Michael? Happy freedom. Yep, they just cried their way back into the House floor. That's how they do it. Son of Liberty, ban Transformers. Yeah, we don't need shape-shifting predators. I'll check it out, Snooks. Thanks for letting me know. Larry Maddie, yep, that's pretty much correct. So reading through the chat really quick. 24/7 based red pill. You're just trying to make that list. It was wild yesterday. There were so many people saying that. Let's see. Kyle, she brought a lawyer and the other two didn't. That's true. She showed up with a defense when they just showed up by themselves. They got voted off the island. She didn't. But no, it was skin color. That's what it was. It came down to skin color. Always. Always. Just reading through the chat really quick before we move forward. Craig Swaffin, you're right. I can't say that out loud, but you're right. I didn't even think about that. That's probably why it wasn't a factor. They were like, no, we gotta go with skin color, not the fact she was a woman, because what if these two show up in dresses? Then what? Then that's not gonna work. We gotta go with something that's gonna stick. Yeah, they had to cry. It was the racisms that did it. It's their fault. I was surprised they didn't just show up and say Trump did it, and they were like, oh, bring him back, bring him back. The Orange Eagle did it. I knew it. I knew it was the Orange Eagle the whole time, stirring up trouble and whatnot.
They're downtown.
Silly soft people. Silly soft people. Come on, thing. Do the thing. Do what I tell you to do. So this next video is titled Kova Coffee closes downtown Portland location citing increase in violence and crime. Weird. Weird. They're losing their coffee business. What's really funny that I think was funny while watching this, screening it before I put it on the list, the guy that talks the most during these interviews would come off as a softie, and even the softies don't feel safe in Portland anymore. Let's get her started.
Their downtown Portland business, one driven by foot traffic, and that's helped boost neighborhood buzz, you might say, is calling it quits. Kova Coffee on the corner of Southwest 12th and Jefferson says the never-ending threats, the vandalism, the violence mean after nearly 5 years, it is time to go. Catherine Cook shows us how it's the latest shop to close on that block, and why another is choosing to stay.
Southwest 11th and Jefferson has seen some dark days and tough decisions. At Kova Coffee, calling the shots has never felt this hard.
I mean, I think all of us here at the cafe feel a little distraught.
On Monday, management announced on social media they'd be closing this location for good. Thursday will be their last day. The business cited extreme violence and criminal activity that keeps getting worse.
We had a window that was shattered during business hours. And then we also had a chair thrown last Wednesday at this window. And
is that the guy from the Bud Light can?
People feel unsafe, and it's pretty traumatizing.
Baristas like Chance McLeod say they wanted to work here to make good coffee and a safe, inviting space for people to enjoy it in. He never thought that would include hazard pay and de-escalation training, but here we are.
Things escalate because we only have so much escalation training as baristas.
Kova's exit follows Amazon's recent departure from this same building. Both opened in 2017. That leaves Karam Restaurant and Bar as the last remaining business tenant.
Our mindset is definitely not on leaving, right? I mean, we signed a very long-term lease for a reason. Because we're in it to win it.
Owner Karam is grateful for continued business and support, but he's also dealt with his own share of crime, including several broken windows. But nothing, he says, in the last month. For him, that's a win.
Every day coming to work it's always a surprise for me. Kind of roaming around the building, seeing if there's any broken glass, seeing if there's any break-ins.
It's just been such a shock.
Sarah Shaul is CEO of Bricks Need Mortar, an advocacy group for small businesses. Each year, they survey small business owners. Out of 118 questioned, 63% said that in 2021, their business had been broken into or vandalized. In 2022, 79% said they'd been hit. Many more than once.
There's a lot of blame pointed at other entities, whether it's the city versus the county or whether it's the police versus the DA. Come on, guys, we got to cut this out. We need to get together and we need to just work to solve these problems.
Shaul admits what's happening in Portland is not much different from what many other cities are experiencing, but maybe the tumble began from a more idyllic place.
I believe that, Portland just had much needed farther to fall.
And this is just one block.
I kind of hope the street can get better after, a certain amount of time.
So important to support our local businesses. Acova Coffee still has 2 other locations that will stay open, one on Southeast Hawthorne, the other on Southeast Grand. Also last month, Bricks Need Mortar started a monthly meetup group to help reconnect business owners. They're calling it Shop Talk. We'll post more on that on KGW.com. David.
And sadly right now, Catherine, there is just so much to talk about.
I was telling you, even the soft doesn't feel safe. They're soft over there, over in Portland. They don't even feel safe anymore. I like how the guy tried to put a positive spin on it. He's like, every time I come to work, it's like a surprise. I walk around the building and see if there's broken glass or if anybody broke in. It's neat, you know. You just every day you got something new to look forward to. Like, I don't know if he's making big bucks off insurance claims or what. Portland, I don't know. They won't be happy till that place is just wiped off the map. That's like the gates to hell over there. What's up, Eric? Dr. No Name Antifa Coffee Bar. That's what it was looking like. That's what it was looking like. They didn't have the right soy, so they, they tried to throw a stool through the window. That's how they get down. They don't know how to express themselves other than acting like a toddler at Walmart, not getting their way, just kicking and screaming and crying real hard. That's how they get down over there. It's really unfortunate. They like it, otherwise they would do something about it. That's the only thing my brain comes up with. They must like that stuff over there, or they would do something about it. Eric, safe place for all the soy boys. Yeah. They don't feel safe anymore. They let it get that way, and then they're like, dang, there's a lot of crime here. Yeah, you guys didn't see that coming? The education system has failed everyone. That's all I can say. All right, what's next? Rutgers University faculty enters second day of 3-day campus strike. They wrote this title all weird. Haven't heard anything else about that school protest that was going on in California. I swear that was a BLM recruitment thing. It had all the signs of it. We'll know when protesting starts, which should be soon. If it's getting warm here in Michigan, it's got to be warm everywhere else. So I'm assuming we're going to start seeing protesting soon. If we see lots of protesting over in California, we'll know their recruitment worked.
Strike continues at Rutgers University as faculty and students continue to push for higher wages and better working conditions. Jasmine Payut joins us now live from Rutgers Camden campus with the latest on negotiations. Good morning, Jasmine.
Good morning, Jim. This will be day 2 of the strike that comes at a critical time for students, with the final exams only 3 weeks away. This effort now getting the attention of Governor Phil Murphy as he brought both sides to the State House to find a resolution to all of this. So here's what we know and why they say they are striking. Now, organizers for the 3 unions picketing say the reason they're on strike is to secure better work conditions, health care benefits, and job security for part-time lecturers and graduate students. Union organizers say university...
What's the power fist for?
...on those demands. But the university president says otherwise. In a public letter, President Jonathan Holloway says he's disappointed a strike was authorized, saying significant and substantial progress has been made in negotiations, such as wage increases of about 20%.
I don't know if it'll be settled quickly. I think mostly that's up to management. That's up to President Holloway. This has been going on for 10 months. So when people start talking about deadlines, it's hard for us to hear that. We've been bargaining since May. We've been trying to get this done for a very long time. We've been working very hard, and this is where we are because the university has pushed us to this point.
As the strike continues, the governor says one thing he will not support is tuition hikes to reach the union's demands. We'll continue to keep you updated on this. The strike expected to start sometime around 9 o'clock this morning. Jim, Janelle, send it back to you in the studio.
All right, we'll be watching to see how it unfolds. Jasmine, thank you for that.
People on strike. They increased their wages 20% and then they went on strike. They were like, that's not enough. We need more. I don't know. You don't see strikes like that here in Michigan, not unless it's union workers, because we have at-will employment. You go outside and you try to strike, guess what? That's your new job. That's your new job now. You're not allowed to come back in. You just lost your job. So, like, you don't see striking here. Not like that. I understand, like, certain instances it may be worthwhile or you have the right to do it, but people are so soft anymore. They just strike over everything. And then when you see the power fist and all this imagery used in non-respectable events, then you start to question the integrity of the whole thing. Like I'm saying, what's the power fist for? Why you got the power fist on your strike that has to do with school if it's not based on skin color, it's not based on civil rights? What's that for? Where did that imagery come from? Who got this little event organized? And that's when it starts to be like, let's just look the other way. Let's not even pay attention to these people over here trying to do their little strike or whatever. I don't know. I believe in building things from the ground up. Be genuine. Don't just try and rip off everybody else's little stuff. Because you get the good and the bad when you do that. It's like that was the biggest thing I noticed when I saw that strike video is, oh, power fist. Okay, is this a BLM thing? What is this? And it's like my mind's going elsewhere other than thinking about what is the actual problem. What's got these people outside marching in a circle with their little Antifa drum band? They probably don't even know. They were probably paid off and told to do that stuff. Who knows? So this is the last one for the YouTube side of things. It's titled Historic Legislation. Texas bill takes aim at Fed's border crisis failure. They're trying to make it so we have a way to fight back. Probably won't pass though, because that's the way the world's working right now. They don't want you to be able to defend yourself. You're supposed to just take this screwed up world and like it. You don't have a say in the matter. Let's get her started.
It would be amazing if the president would actually come down and would actually witness those instead of doing a photo op for 4 hours in El Paso, where at the time we weren't under a lot of pressure in that particular area. We've got to take a holistic approach and say what's necessary to get this job done. How can we protect the American people? Because that's what it all comes back to.
Yeah, that was National Border Patrol Council President Brandon Judd with me yesterday on this program discussing President Biden's crisis at the southern border. Meanwhile, Texas is proposing 2 new bills that would transfer control of the border enforcement from the federal government to the state of Texas. Joining me now is Texas State Representative Matt Schaefer. Matt, thanks very much for being here. You authored one of these bills. Tell us more about it. And would it be something that the federal government would actually allow?
Well, we are in the midst of a historic border crisis. And so a historic border crisis calls for historic legislation. This bill would, for the first time in modern history from any state, would invoke authority under Article 1, Section 10 of the United States Constitution, which is essentially a self-defense provision of the Constitution, which allows states to defend themselves when they are in imminent danger. And so we believe that we do have the constitutional authority to defend the state of Texas, and that's exactly what we intend to do.
How will you do that? The Texas Department of Safety released 2 new videos of Louisiana men arrested for human smuggling after troopers found 6 illegal immigrants in the car. I know U.S. authorities have barricaded the Paso del Norte port of entry after mass migrant protests erupted on the Mexican side of the bridge. Matt, assess what's going on the ground and how Texas can lead in this area.
We have tens of thousands of people pouring across the river every week and countless amounts of fentanyl, which, as you know, is killing Texans and Americans at an alarming rate. But we intend to put stronger security measures in place on the river, along the river, and above the river, to include stopping people from crossing the river, and if they do cross illegally, returning them to the Mexican side with instructions to go to the port of entry where they can make a legal claim to come into the United States.
Well, I mean, why isn't the Department of Homeland Security doing this? I mean, Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas traveling to Panama now to discuss what he called serious humanitarian situation in the Darien Gap and migration issues, Matt. He went to Panama. He's not talking about the United States and the impact there.
One, I believe that the Democrat Party at the national level believes that allowing these people to come across will ultimately lead to more Democrat voters. And secondly, I think the far left-wing side of the Democrat Party is in Joe Biden's ear and has convinced him that this is the best policy for the United States. But I can tell you that there's some bipartisan support along our Texas border for stronger border security measures.
And what specific measures do you believe will actually have an impact at the border? Because you're talking about 7 million people having crossed illegally into the United States on Joe Biden's watch. That doesn't even include the gotaways.
It's simple. You have to stop people from crossing illegally in between the ports of entry. You have to stop them from crossing the river illegally. And if they do, they have to be returned. Until the message goes out to Central America and Latin America and Mexico that the border cannot be crossed illegally, this will not stop. And if we're constantly having our law enforcement officers just processing paperwork for people, they cannot adequately go after the fentanyl that is killing so many Americans.
Well, that's a good point, because the fentanyl has already killed at least 100,000 Americans, and the underlying components are coming from China. Tell me about getting your arms around the fentanyl problem.
Well, the migrants are just merchants to the cartels. And so the cartels are making billions of dollars annually off pushing people through the river. And while they're pushing people across the river, that ties up all of our law enforcement resources to handle the influx of people. And many of our local communities are simply being overrun. So you have to stop people from crossing illegally, to free up your law enforcement officers to work along the river, to work out with the brush teams, to examine more cars and trucks that are coming through the ports of entry. You can't get at the fentanyl crisis unless you stop the crisis of mass numbers of people crossing illegally.
And do you think the administration understands this? Why isn't it doing it?
When you listen to them talk in Washington, it's as if their head is completely in the sand and they don't know what's going on. They're lying about what's happening. But when you talk to Border Patrol officials at the local level, they know full well what is happening. So it really is a matter of national security.
Of course it's national security. It's the border of America. Matt, good to see you. Thanks very much.
Yeah, they know what's going on. We've said it many times. They need people to vote blue team. They don't mind having Chinese drugs here. It's the #1 killer of Americans right now. 300 Americans die every single day because of fentanyl. But leave the border open. That's what they're doing. Just leave it open. What does it matter? What does it matter? You could totally solve that issue by just enforcing the border laws that we already have. No, let's let it be the #1 killer for Americans. Make that make sense. Make it make any kind of sense. The government wants us dead. That's could it be any more clear? Could it be any more clear? It's what they want. Otherwise they would do something about it. Thank you so much, Rasta, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. And thank you so much for joining the subscription over on Rumble. You're officially a hooligan. You're the first one to be announced as a hooligan over on Rumble. You're so awesome. Thank you so much, Rasta. That's awesome. I'm glad Rumble's updating their stuff. They need to work on that chat, but it's cool they got the badges and stuff. What is this doc chat? I don't know. I'll worry about that later. I'm going to mess everything up. So what I think we're going to do, because we're at the end of the YouTube section of my schedule. We don't ever get to do the Pledge of Allegiance with everybody over on YouTube, because there's quite a few people who do not carry over to the free speech platforms. For whatever reason, I'm not really willing to go and debate it right now. But I think it would be cool if we all got to do the Pledge of Allegiance together. So we're going to do the spiel deal. We're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. And then we're going to end YouTube. And we're going to move forward with this last video talking about Bud Light, the new branding they're going through, and some real humorous stuff that, you know, follows along. That's what we have for the non-YouTube platforms. Pledge, spiel, cut off YouTube, continue on. and we'll wrap up the day. We're going to just try something new here. We're going to try something new. So I like doing the Pledge of Allegiance with everybody, but it's kind of hard to do that if we don't get everyone over onto these other platforms. First, we're going to start with the spiel deal. I need to work on this. I think I'm going to make a slideshow eventually when I get time and I'm not so stressed. So when we do the spiel deal, you'll have images and stuff to go along with it. And it'll help you guys see what I'm seeing the vision. All right, when you guys get a second, please go to JeffMacLive.com. On the homepage, you can find all of my links listed. You can find the link to join Gilded for free. Gilded is currently the best way to receive notifications for when and where we go live. Every time we go live, there's a news board on Gilded to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. And there's a ton of hooligans to hang out with all day, every day, to chat it up about pretty much whatever you like. So definitely join Gilded. Also on the homepage, you can find links to the merch store if you would like to grab some merch. We have some shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs, all kinds of stuff, so go check it out. Everything is displayed in black and white or white and black, but if you find something you like, just click on that item to see all the different colors that item comes in. You can also find links to PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Stripe, Zelle, Buy Me a Coffee, and Locals if you would like to support what I do. There's a link to the Amazon wish list if you would like to send me stuff. It's really easy to use. Anything you purchase directly from the wish list will be sent straight to me without having to send emails, find addresses, or anything like that. It's really simple. And then finally, there are links to the membership programs if you would like to join one of the membership programs we have. We have memberships for YouTube, Gilded, Discord, Odyssey, Rumble, and Twitch. And then JeffMacLive.com itself has a membership program that will give you access to the private social media area. You'll have your own profile. You can see the live streaming area where we have a built-in chat. You'll have access to the messaging system. We have group chat, group call, group video chat, all kinds of stuff. And we've been doing a weekly voice chat for a while now. We missed it last weekend. I just got overwhelmed. It was Easter weekend and whatnot. Had a lot of stuff going on. But we will be doing it this weekend. I'll figure out a time and day. It'll be Friday or Saturday, most likely. But it's always a good time to enter the voice chat and hang out with everybody where we get to have an actual conversation instead of just listening to me flap my lips over and over again. It's a real bonding experience. Let's put it like that. It's definitely worthwhile. So definitely join JeffMacLive.com. You can claim a free membership at the top of the link tree. So find the link tree link over on YouTube. I think it's pinned to the top of the chat. But you can claim your free week membership over on JeffMacLive.com. There's no strings attached. You're not going to get charged. There's no credit card information or anything like that. Join up, see all the cool stuff we have, mingle with some hooligans, and then decide if you would like to come back and pay for a subscription or not. We're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we're going to wrap things up on YouTube, and we're going to move forward on the non-YouTube platforms for this last video we have. So please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Hold up, I got to fix this. I can't just be the little tiny guy over here. This is killing me. It's too much. It's too much for me. Can't do it. Can't even see myself. All right, join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So I'm going to post the links in the chat. I already did that. I forgot. These things happen. That's part of being live, as I mess up right here in front of everybody. So here is the links. If I could spell Rumble. I don't know. It is what it is. So make your way over to the non-YouTube platforms to watch the rest of the show. We only got this one video, but it's a good one. It's a good one. I think it's Tucker Carlson. And they're talking about the new Bud Light cans and everything that's included with that. Shape-shifting predators and all. All right, there's all the links. Posted the link to Rumble, Odyssey, JeffMacLive.com, as well as the link tree. If you click on the link tree, you'll have access to all the live streaming platforms, so you can skip through them and find out which one you like best. You'll read through the chat really quick, and then we're going to cut everything off on YouTube, and we're going to move forward here. What's up, Status Quo? Happy freedom. Annette, you were the ones that, okay, I seen the notifications that you got some shirts. Well, thank you so much for grabbing some shirts. You love the colors. Awesome. Yeah, the displays are all like this. This is how I like all my shirts. All my shirts are in black, except for that one Happy Freedom shirt I got is in gray. But many of you ladies have told me, you lady hooligans, like, I don't want to wear black. I don't want to look all gothic. I hear you. I have it all displayed in black and white, so it's all uniform on the merch store. Everything is color coded and looks good. But as I state now, you go check that stuff out. I try and grab all the colors they let me select for every item. That way you guys can get what you want. Bobby, I want a JeffMAC fanny pack and matching thong. I've been trying to get unders for years, but they want too much for custom unders. Well, I can get them, but they'll come from China, and I don't want that. If I get them from America, it comes out to like $45, $55 is what you guys would be paying for a pair of unders. And I'd be making like $2 off of that. The rest would just go to the manufacturer, the supply. And I think that's too much for unders. I think paying $50 for unders is too much. So that's why we haven't done that. I might be able to come out with some fanny packs. I wanted to purchase one because I have what they call a Patriot pouch that holds your pistol. And I think that's neat, but I don't know if the fanny packs on the store would be able to hold a full-size XDM. So I wanted to purchase one and see. It might be able to hold a Hellcat. We'll see. Snooks, I don't know if there's going to be a watch party tonight. I don't know. I think Tucker Carlson's supposed to be interviewing the Orange Eagle today. If we have access to that, we'll go live with that. Thank you for reminding me, because I totally forgot until right this second. We'll see. We'll see. Because I know that Fox or Tucker or somebody has like a private thing that you got to pay for. If the interview goes on that, I'm not going to pay to watch that. We'll watch it tomorrow. But if it's just like live on, I don't know if it'll be live on YouTube. They'll probably get banned. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Peyton, I like black. It's slimming. So do I. All right, you guys have had enough time. Make your way over to the non-YouTube platforms. I'm cutting off YouTube so we can watch the rest of this live. I need some more coffee. I need a coffee machine like right here. That way I don't have to get up. Come on, thing.